Hi everybody, this is Rich. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about drones and photography. So if you're into those two things or one of those things, please consider subscribing and liking my videos and joining me again for more videos. In this series of videos that I'm putting together, I'm talking about the different focal length lenses for your cameras. So not focusing so much on brands or particular lenses in these videos, just talking really about the focal lengths and their uses as a photographer. So I hope you'll get some benefit from these videos. In my previous videos I've talked about the 85mm and the 70-200 lens, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a wide angle lens. This is the 17-40mm focal length. There are similar focal lengths that you could look at, so 15-35 is quite a common one as well, which is sort of a very similar lens to this really. So 17-40 is quite a unique one to the Canon system, I believe. And the reason I bought the 17-40 is because it's great value. It's an f4 lens, so it's a decent f-stop, but 17-40 means it can get nice wide shots, and at 17mm you don't get so much distortion that you might get on a 15mm lens. So talking about the wide angle lens really and its uses. At this sort of focal length, 17-40, the primary use that everyone thinks of for it is landscape photography. So I've taken images such as these with the 17-40. It's a brilliant lens for landscape photos, and the reason for that is because with it being such a wide lens, it means you can really take in so much of your scene. You can just get a lot into the image that you would struggle to get with a longer focal length. So that's why landscape photographers love the wide angle sort of focal lengths and the low like 15, 16, 17mm sort of end of the focal range. And at 17-40, it's versatile in that going up to the 40mm or 35mm sort of end of the spectrum, you can use it really effectively for things like street photography. It could be really good for holidays where you're out and about with your family. If you're in a crowded place and you want to get some photos of your family, then you haven't got to step too far back away from them, so there's less chance of people walking in front of your shots. So it's handy for that as well, just as a walk around lens when you're out in busy places to take photos of your friends and family and get some nice portraits, nice street photography. And as I said, great for landscape photography. Could be great also for architectural photography, and certainly photos in cities where you want to get a lot of the scene in, maybe get nice wide shots, get loads of buildings into the shot. So it's great for those things. And the really good thing about the f4 side of it is that f4 is still a relatively low f-stop number, so that means that in low light conditions you can still get a really nice shot. On these shorter focal lengths like 17-40, camera shake doesn't tend to be so much of a problem, so you can use a slower shutter speed than you could on like a 70-200 lens without it getting loads of blur from your slight movements of your camera. So that's a real benefit of it as well. And the Canon version that I've got, it adapts really well, works really well on my Sony camera. So it's a great one to look at if you're a Sony shooter like me, because the 16 or 15-35mm Sony E-mount lens is very expensive. I think it's about £1,000, whereas this one picked up for 200 quid. So yeah, that's the 17-40mm focal length, or as I said, it's also very similar for the 15-35mm lenses. So primary use is really for your landscape photography, but also great when you're out in crowded places, great for street photography, and certainly going to be good on holidays when you're in a crowded city and just want to get some nice shots of you and your family. So those are the benefits of it. The disadvantages, the f-stop at f4 means that you're not going to get a massive amount of bokeh in your shots. So if you do a portrait, you're probably not going to get a massively blurred out sort of bokeh effect in the background. It will be slightly blurred, but it's not going to be the same as an f1.8 85mm, because the shorter focal length and higher f-stop, they really don't go together to get a nice blurred out background. To get a really good blurred out background, you want to have as long a focal length as possible and as low a f-stop as possible. So 17-40 isn't really going to offer that. and also it's quite a big lens, so it's going to take up a bit of room in your bag. The native E-mount lens, the 15-35, might be a lot smaller. I haven't held it in the flesh, so I don't know, but mirrorless camera lenses do tend to be smaller, so you might find that it's a bit smaller in the native version if you're looking at it for your Sony mirrorless. But yeah, it's a really handy lens to have. It can certainly help you get some great landscapes and great shots when you're out and about in busy places, so great one to add to the collection. It's one of the free lenses that I think are essential for your collection of lenses, so one that I'd highly recommend considering when you're looking at lenses to buy for your new camera. So hope this has been a useful video for you, and please do consider subscribing to my channel. As I said, this is part of a series of videos that I'm doing about lenses, so going to be talking through some other focal lengths in my next few videos. I've got my previous videos on screen now about the 70-200 and the 85mm lens. So please do check out those, and then watch out for my future videos. Going to talk about 35mm, 50mm lens, and also a sort of wide-ranging zoom lens. I've got a 24-105 Canon zoom lens here, and also on my camera I got a 24-70mm lens, or 28-70mm lens that I'll talk about as well. So doing a video about each focal length. Hope this is useful. Please say subscribe and join me again for more videos. Hope you have a great day, everybody, and bye for now.